Ahoy there, Gwent fans. I'm Dead Broke Nerd, and I've got another deck to show you guys today. This is actually, unlike some of my other videos, this one is not necessarily a pet project or some sort of off-meta. This is pretty heavy on the meta, at least from what I understand. Now, anytime I want to sit down and just win some games, whether it's for quests or just to advance my rank, this is the deck I've been choosing recently. Now, you can see by my rank, I haven't been playing a whole lot, especially with the new Elder Scrolls Legends set, but this deck wins so much more than it loses, and it's a list that I've seen several other players who are much better than I messing around with, and so I've let that kind of inspire me, and really there's just a few personal changes to this list that I've been playing, but the basic idea here is that it's using the Arrakis Swarm leader ability, which allows you to spawn drones, and then whenever you play an organic card, you can spawn an additional drone. Now, I want to kind of point something out here, which is this deck is not all in on that. Now, I have a list that is all in on the organics and insectoids and stuff, and it's really fun, but it's not quite as good. This basically wants to pair the insectoid combos using the Kikamor Queen with a lot of just good stuff, small combos, right? Gwent is a lot about combos, right? But sometimes, like, if you go too far into it, it can become very easily broken up by an opponent who just happens to have the right thing. So what this deck kind of tries to do is you assemble small combos for each of the round. So I don't have to rely on winning the game with Kikamor Queen. I can use the Kikamor Queen combo in round 1 or round 2, and then come in and play my Giants package with Goliath and Old Spear Tip and Azrael in round 2 or 3. I could also go ahead and use my Consume package, my Deathwish Consume package on a later round after using Kikamor Queen with Karen and with Maruna, Dettlaff, Higher Vampire, as well as things like the Harpy Egg, the Slizer, the Barbagazi. So I basically have a lot of different ways to play, and what you do is you pay very close attention to your matchup in round 1 especially, and you craft your opening hand with your mulligans based on the combos that you think you can put together for that round specifically. And it's not so much about, you know, the entire game of setting up a round 3 combo and surviving until then. It's more about taking what the deck gives you and making it work, right? So, for instance, like, we haven't gone all in on the Insectoids combo. Otherwise, we would probably be running like the Arrakis Behemoth, right? Which would spawn 2 drones and boost all the other Insectoids, right? We're not all in on the Deathwish package, or we'd run something like, Gael's, which I'm not finding now. I'm sure I'm spelling the name wrong, Oh, here it is. Giel's. It's a GE. Or things like that. So, obviously, we're running kind of the minimum to get the combo moving, right? And then we're just running really good raw value stuff on the bottom bronze end. So we've got the Endrega Eggs, which is giving me some Deathwish stuff to capitalize on some of those consume effects. Endrega Warrior consumes, that triggers my Deathwish creatures. Arrakis Nest is giving me drones to work with the the Kikamor Queen. Endrega Larva, Harpy Eggs. You can see these are just good cards. Slizer and Barbagazi, they're oftentimes bait for opponents' locks and removal, but hey, that's fine. That's going to allow us to play down some really great cards like Caranthir Kikamor Queen combo, which, in case you didn't know, if you have a row of Insectoids, now you want to make sure you either use all of those drones from the Swarm leader ability first, or you need to have played a Arrakis Nest first. But basically, if you have a lane full of drones, you go Caranthir, target the Kikamor Queen that's in your hand. It summons a 1-power Kikamor Queen, and the way that it works is that one actually comes down before Caranthir hits the board, and so since Kikamor Queen has Thrive and it will be at 1, it'll actually immediately trigger its ability when Caranthir hits the board, giving you a, like a 13 to 15 point play depending on how many drones are on the board. And then, of course, like I said, we have the Giants and stuff like that, which are great round finishers. They're great short round plays. And Royal Decree just serves to pick out whatever piece of the combo you're missing at any given time. So it's a great card here. Now, I'll tell you, I've messed around with running the Whispering Hillock instead of the Armored Arrakis. I like both of them a lot. I believe they are the exact same provision count. So you can kind of If you want to be a little bit more goofy with the combos, especially if you want to double down on Caranthir, Kikimor Queen, Whispering Hillock's a great target. You can go ahead and knock out the Armored Arrakis and put in the Whispering Hillock. It also does work really nicely with a lot of the other combos. So, for instance, it's a great card to target Dettlaff with, right? It's a great card to just go ahead and play. If you don't have a better play, you can go ahead and use it. You could use it on a Karen if you wanted to. So there's a lot of good stuff here. I wouldn't recommend using it on a Karen. But if you really need to get something killed, you could do that. Maruna. Maruna's a great target as well. Like I said, there's a lot of good ways to play Whispering Hillock, and I could see you cutting the Armored Arrakis because you're running the Wisp's Tribute, which can pull any organic card from your deck. Right now, that is just Parasite, which is a great flexible card, always going to be a good point value for its provision cost, and then the Arrakis Nest, which of course sets up things like the Kikimor Queen. So there you have it, guys. That is kind of my my rundown on this list. I think there's also an argument for running Arrakis Behemoth. I think that would be another great choice. Like I said, I think the Armored Arrakis is kind of a flex spot. So anyways, guys, I have attached a game after this in which this deck plays against a Northern Realms opponent, so hopefully you guys can catch that and see how I take that matchup. If you enjoy the video, please like it. That helps me out a ton. And of course, if you haven't yet, consider subscribing, where you guys can get notifications whenever a new video goes up. It's one of the best ways to support me as a content creator. If you guys have any questions or any decks that you want me to try or comments about this deck, feel free to put them below in the comments, and I promise I will get around to reading them all. Okay, I always try to do that. I pay very close attention to my comments. Luckily, that's one of the upsides of being a smaller YouTuber, is that I can afford to parse through them and read all of the comments. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed this gameplay. All right, here we go. We got a game. Let's see what we can do here. Looks like we're going to be up against Northern Realms.
Let us get to the point.
Northern Realms, my least favorite opponent. We're going to have to put in the work here, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, so we've got the Endrega larva here, which I really like leading with. I think this is a good lead. We've got Ozra, which we don't want early, because that's like a late game. That's like a late game guy. Let's see. We've got a couple of giants. That feels pretty good. Barbagazi. I mean, really, we kind of want to see if we can't snag the first. Let's go with this hand. And the reason I want to go with this hand is because we've got the Maruna alongside the Slizer. We've got also the Barbagazi. So plenty of great ways to go ahead and steal their stuff. Okay, boost self by 6, exposed, reset self. Alright, let's go with... So what's interesting here about the larva is that they're kind of like a better version of the Neckers, which are... you know, they're 1-cost thrives, you get 2 of them, but these are nice because they protect themselves with a little bit of armor. They're also insectoids, which are perfect, you know, for our things that care about that, like our Armored Arrakis, our Kikimor Queen, etc. What I'm wondering here is, do I really want to lead with those, or do I want to set up the really cool Maruna Steel? And I really think we want to go with, we want to try to set that up. So we're going to lead with the Barbagazi. These guys are great cards. These are great cards, you know, but I really like trying to shut down that opening plays from our opponents. Alright, so there's the infantry. They are boosted by 4. We're not gonna care too much about that, so I want to go this time with the larva. Okay, and we'll pass here. We got plenty of ways to trigger Maruna if we were to go like, you know, Endrega Warrior. So I'm not freaking out about these Barbagazi charges. What I am trying to do... So these guys are just going to be overstatted boys. And we don't really have a good way of dealing damage to these guys. The infantry are 5 for 4. I mean, I guess that's okay. It's going to pull a Temerian infantry damage, an enemy unit by 1 for each boosted unit in this row. I guess that's going to be a 3 damage attack. Okay.
I don't want to die.
Play Northern Realms faction card from your hand, then draw any card. Any card, that's pretty strong. So killed one of our larvae. Let's see. Let's go with Maruna this time. So we'll go ahead and we'll go Maruna. We'll steal that Temerian infantry. It's not a great steal, but it is at least we do get a little bit of value here. And we deny the value from them. We take ourselves 15 to 18. That's okay. We're gonna stick with that.
So, how are things?
Francis. Okay, gonna go ahead and use the tactical advantage. That's okay. It's annoying, but you know, I'm not sure if we care about it too much. We're gonna be able to play out a couple of big boys here to close a round if they try to pass. I think we're just gonna go ahead and consume this infantry because I don't see anything else we really want to play. Maybe we go for the Slyzard here to bait something. Because right now, we're not looking at... We don't have a whole lot more. Well, we do have a couple more Death Wish things. We'll probably just mulligan those away. I could also just go with the Arrakis Nest. I think we're going to go with the Arrakis Nest. That's going to be 5 points because of our drone. So let's go with that. And that's not bad. We'll consume... yeah, we'll consume one of them. I'm trying to hit the in-turn button here. I was trying. Alright, so that's the Redanian Knight at the end of every allied turn. Boosts self by 1. Okay. Yeah, that guy's pretty good. Alright, here. So we're going to go Indraga Warrior. It's going to give us Thrive here. We're going to consume 2 things. We're going to get 2 more things. We're getting pretty close to their stats. We don't mind doing this long round because we do have such good short rounds with our giants and stuff, as well as with our like small combos. So you know, like the K-Rans, Detlefs, etc. Kikamor Queen is really solid with our hero leader power. So played another infantry. All right, we'll just go with another Indraga. So like, I think that like common, I don't know if common knowledge, but I think like the best thing with Northern Realms is to just take them really long on round 1, and blow up some of their combos for the next rounds. Now this list in particular looks pretty resilient when it comes to, you know, lots of really big things. Now we're gonna go ahead and play that Goliath, jump way up, and snag this round. Cool. So we got round 1 here. We're going to go into the next round. Again, we've got our Spear Tip. Royal Decree is excellent, of course. Osrael is actually quite nice, too. We're going to be able to get that 10 points buff, so it's an 11-point Osrael. It's really not bad. My opponent is up on cards. They're going to have 2 plays. The question is, do we want to push them? And I'm kind of leaning towards no, but maybe we push them a little bit here. Just kind of dump out some giants and stuff. Indraga Larva doesn't do quite enough in my opinion, so we're going to throw that back. There's Karen, which actually we can get a nice combo here. I'm going to throw back the Arrakis Nest, and we got the Kikamor Queen. Okay. So this is actually a round we probably do push, and the reason, excuse me, the reason why is we have the Royal Decree can grab our Caranthir alongside the Kikamor Queen. And that is actually brutal with our drone. So I think we do want to kind of push here. The question is, do we want to lead that way, or do we want to go, like, Slizered first? I think we'll go... Yeah, I think we'll just go all out on the combo. Alright, we're going to Royal Decree. We're going to grab Caranthir. We're going to put it down here. Caranthir is going to pull this Kikimor Queen. It's going to come here. Because Caranthir is bigger, it's going to boost everything up. We have 15 points. Just like that. Cool. I like it. Okay, he comes back. Alright, let's go ahead with, let's see, do we want to play the other Kikimor Queen? We do. And that's going to boost everything again. Boom. Looking good, looking good. So now, once again, we can thrive on these guys. Ooh, damage the highest unit on the row. That's actually not terrible for me. Really isn't. Ragnarok is not that bad here because it only damages one unit. What if we go... If we just drop Spear Tip up here, we'll buff everything. This will go to 7, and then I'll drop to 5. Yeah, we go Spear Tip. Boop. We have 50. We have straight up 50 points right now in a short round. This is great. I think this is really how we want to be trying to handle this, the enemy. And yeah, okay, that sucks a lot, but it's really not the end of the world. We're gonna go with Azrael. The issue with Azrael is that it's not gonna proc the Kikimor Queen. But it is going to put a lot of damage on the board. And the opponent's going to have to respect that. We then have Slizered and Karen for a short round. So I think we play one more card and then we pass. So we go, let's see, Azrael. We're going to consume Goliath. It's going to buff everything again. We're at 60 points. We're going to pass after this and go into the next round. I think. Oh, he's just gonna scoop. I didn't think he had a way out of it, but I wasn't gonna push it because these two things did not have much of a way to do anything. Holy crap! Kikimor Queen is so good.